We're going live.
Yvette from the Key West.
Okay, we're live now, people. We're live.
Good morning.
Good
morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good
morning, guys.
Wow.
And Happy New Year.
Yes,
Happy
to
New Year.
everyone.
Here, everybody.
And happy
Monday.
training days is tomorrow.
26.
El Día de los Reyes.
Yeah.
I will put my yerbita tomorrow. No, today.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, everybody.
Wanda.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
2026.
Yes.
Wow.
First Monday of 2026. I hope everybody had a fantastic holiday season with the family. I can say for myself that I did take some time off. And it felt so great. So I hope everybody had all the energy, have all the plans for this 2026. How's everybody doing? Everybody's so quiet.
Good.
First
Good.
First
Monday
anybody
with
have
the
a
family.
highlight for the holidays?
was great.
How was your holiday, Magda and Caesar? How do you guys do?
We have family from
had
the
a bunch of
Dominican
family.
Republic. So
Okay, they got a full house.
yes, it was
Full
great.
house.
It was great. So
I know.
We just
Cheryl.
Guys,
We
any
enjoy it.
resolution for this year?
What?
Any resolution? Losing weight? Stop
Well, that's
drinking
always on. That's
alcohol?
always on the list.
always-
That's always on the
our
list.
It's always the plan.
That's always on the list, Norma.
He has his gym clothes already.
That's always
That's
on
a
the
I
list.
went to
That's
a
a
That's
good
a
gym,
way.
have
start.
a
For me.
package. You
That
know,
wasn't just for me.
a selfie in the weight things with the bottle of water.
I put my weight next to my bed. So that was like for me not to forget to work out before I go to bed. So to feel the guilt. So that's part of my New Year resolution. Cheryl, how was your trip to DR?
Great. I did the vice versa that Caesar and Magda did. Instead of having people coming in, I went there.
Yeah.
You are smart.
Yeah, that's a smart way of doing it. You know?
That's awesome. I know Jorge went to DR as well, right?
Yes, I went to visit my daughter for a week, and it was great. It's always good to go back. Yeah, yes, it was awesome.
Well, we're so happy to have everybody back. I know there's no school today. And I just find out last night. What? But we thank you guys for logging in. Thank you for being here. And we want to definitely start this year strong and being able to provide you with everything you need to make the 2026, the best year ever. So we're super excited because today we do have a special guest for you guys. Cesar, any other announcement that we have from offices or anything else that we have going on? I know our schedule is this week. We had no class. Let's figure that out there. This week, at least in Nona here. I don't have anything going on. I'm waiting for you guys to get back from those wonderful vacation and family time. And next week, we're going to start meeting up again. Cesar, you have anything going on?
Yeah, on Wednesday, we have the kickoff here in the office with Evolution. So definitely come by on Wednesday from 10 to 12. We have a kickoff to start off the year. But it's gonna be the Tony Robbins trainer. Forgot his name already. Man, hold on. I had his name on here right now. Vicente. Vicente Pasariello is gonna be here on Wednesday. So I've heard him speak before. He's really good. So definitely, if you have a chance, 10 to 12 on Wednesday, come by. It's not necessarily a class, but it's something motivation to get you going. Just the whole thing like we're doing with the motivation with the Mindset Monday. And then the following week, that's when we're gonna start really training again, fully training again.
Yeah, we're going full
on
force.
the grind again.
Full force. We're gonna have a lot going on for you guys. So I hope everybody's excited, especially because now we combining forces between Orlando, Premier, Nona, and St. Cloud. So I hope everybody's ready because we definitely gonna keep you guys busy. Now to start our first Mindset Monday of the year, Miss Norma is gonna introduce our guest today.
Yes.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. Again.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Today we have a special guest, Omar Iribe. Omar is an executive level coach with Southwestern Consulting, a company with over 170 years of experience developing, sorry, my beautiful English, top producing sales professionals. He has been with the company for 23 years and has consistently ranked in the top 1% nationwide. Wow!
Wow.
Omar has led and coached teams across the USA, Canada, and Europe, and is known for helping professionals gain clarity, accountability, and a strong mindset for growth. He's here today to help us set the tone and mindset for an incredible 2026. Please help me give a warm welcome to Omar Iribe. Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
And by the way, I'm very handsome and dance very good.
It was
I
a
know
quiet
him
introduction.
personally.
Norma has a backstory with Omar, so just so you guys know, we met him in a wonderful Christmas party, and then we had so much fun. And after all the dancing and eating, that's when we started talking with Omar. And mind blowing that we're super excited to have you here and seeing your background and all the great stuff that you've been doing for so many years. We're very grateful that you actually, took the time for us here today. So thank you, Omar, for being here.
Well, thank you, everybody, for spending your Monday, January 6th, 2026. We won't have another one just like today. So being here, open to learn, grow, and develop. And you guys are doing an incredible thing. I got to see some of the videos, and it's inspiring that you're giving so much service to the community, educating people, helping people grow. Now it's up to each one of you to come in and apply all the wonderful things that's available to you guys. So the theme of today is, what is the difference between selling and serving? And is there a difference? So I want you to think about the word sales. What is the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the word sales? Just blurt out some thoughts. What comes out when you think of sales?
Car selling person.
Car selling person. What else?
Merchandise. Harassment.
Harassment. Eric says harassment.
Pressure.
Pressure.
Wow.
Annoying. Annoying.
Annoying. Okay. So think about your business. What are you selling?
We're not selling.
We're not selling. Okay.
We're selling us.
We're selling ourselves. Okay.
A brand. We're selling a brand. We're selling a brand.
Selling a brand.
A service as well. We're doing a
service.
We're doing a service, yes.
You're doing a service. So the first thing we got to think about is the mindset, because when people say, hey, what do you do? What are they really asking? What are they really asking? When somebody says, what do you do?
What do you
really?
How can you do for me?
What can you do for me? Something along those lines.
They're doing, what can you do for me? How can you help me? So how do you respond when people ask you, what do you do?
Well, most agents say, oh, I do real estate. We're in real estate. We do real estate.
I'm a real estate agent, right?
I'm a consulting.
Or consultant.
So does that
Eric,
answer
you
the
have
question?
your microphone off.
Who?
Eric speaking.
Oh.
His microphone is...
Oh, no, he's not. He's not.
Oh, he's... Okay.
Estaba mirando la cámara. Sorry.
No worries. So think about this. That's the mindset. When we think about sales, we might be thinking, okay, what do I tell this person? We're thinking about who? Ourselves. We're thinking about what do I say? How am I doing it? Versus thinking about the other individual. What are they asking me? What can I do for them? So sales, write this down. It is a transference of emotions. That's the definition of sales. It's a transference of emotions. You're moving people to connect with you, to open up, to build trust, to find a relationship first, so for them to be open up and say, wow, what else do you do? Tell me more. How you get them engaged. So selling, it is a service. It is providing a product. If you're selling a product, a home, but is the experience. So selling is really about service, and service is when you stop thinking about your wants, your needs, what's going on inside you, and truly focus on the other individual's needs, wants. So selling is completely different when we think about sales. Sales is really about service, and it's providing someone's needs to be met. Okay.
Well, I love you said that, because a lot of times when it makes us think a little more about what can we say behind that when someone asks us what we do. Because when you just do a simple answer, I'm a real estate agent, or whatever the case is, that is such a basic answer that a lot of us, there's a 1.5 million realtors. I said there's so many realtors out there, and we have to stand out from all of them. We have to stand out from each one of us. That's why it's so important for us to have basically that niche, and have that ideal clientele, that ideal avatar that you can speak about, of the things that you're doing specifically to really stand out from the crowd.
100%, Cesar. And that's really about getting yourself clear, right? When you have a clear purpose, you have a clear vision of why you do what you do, you're able to tell that story to somebody when they ask you, what do you do? How do you do what you do? So being able to come with clarity, your purpose every single day, your intention every single day. What am I doing today? Who am I going to impact today? How can I be of service to people who need what I do? So the whole mindset is different, right? So if you say, hey, what do you do? I'm a real estate agent. I help people buy and sell their homes. Okay, that's cool. How many times have they heard that before?
A lot.
Right. It's a
10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, the other person that they asked a week ago. There's nothing different. So coming up with your own story, coming up with your own connection of what you do, why you do what you do. For some of you, it's individually, but why did you come into real estate? What got you involved into real estate? And then Eric, I see your hand on. Priscilla, yeah, please share.
Eric, go ahead. I know you had to hang up first.
Where's Eric? Oh, there he is.
Eric, go ahead.
Oh, okay. This is fantastic that Omar is here today, because for me, I'm going to be selfish here, because I know Cesar say he's selfish every day, but today is extra selfish. No, because I've been working on that exactly, to call myself un asesor, or to call myself a helper, and without sounding cheesy, because I don't want to just say I sell houses, I do mortgage, and I have a routine like that. I do houses, mobile homes, I don't know, everything you can think of. But I think it's just too much, and but I don't want to sound like cheesy. But you're right. I believe sales is about helping. It is about helping. It's just hard. People are not used to being helped. You say, hey, I'm here to help you. And if they don't really know you, they panic. Maybe you're going after their money or something. So I'm looking for a way to sneak in there. Well, not sneak. But that's the way I want to present, not just a salesperson. And by the way, Mr. Cesar, I was a used car salesman for many years.
Well,
and that is the best that is the best sales school you can go to. Do used car sales for 1 year, and you're going to understand the psychology of sales.
Eric, I actually was one too.
You know this.
Yeah.
They teach you how to sell.
They teach you how to sell in a different way, because I had a different tactic for that. People would come and say, I want a Mercedes with a Mazda budget. So we would go backwards. So it's like, let me see your budget, and I put you on the car that will fit your budget. But going back into the real estate, one thing that I learned, Omar, with going back to your point, is like when people ask me, what do you do for a living? My response has never been, I'm a realtor. My response also been, I help people with the biggest investment of their life. And they're like, they go with the next question, how do you help them? And like, what kind of investment? They start thinking about, maybe the stock market, crypto, whatever it is. And then that's how I break down the next part. I help them with, being able to find the perfect home, or be able to sell the property. But it's spitting out just a realtor, like you say, there's there's so many of us out there.
So many.
And they hear, like you said, they hear this line over and over again. They're not just looking for another realtor. They're, oh man, she's going to help me with my biggest investment of my life. You know, it sounds completely different than just saying I'm a realtor. And just put it out there.
And the thing about statements like that, you really got to truly believe it to make sure that they understand they believe you. Because you can't just be kind of, oh, I help people help with the biggest investment. No, you have to
Like a
really
script.
truly believe that you are helping them, because that's like the biggest, that's and sometimes that can be hard. It can be hard because we downplay ourselves so much. And it's something that we need to try to, as hard as not to do, is downplay ourselves, downplay our value, because we do bring a lot of value to the table. We do bring a lot of value to the table. That's why I love what you said about, starting off with that why, really understanding that why you got into it, because we might have a why when we first started, but it evolves. I'm gonna be straight up and honest. When I got into real estate, I was I was for the money. I wanted to make extra money. I wanted to leave my 9 to 5. I wanted to leave that rat race. I wanted to leave that having a boss thing, and then getting
you
into
got
real
reality
estate.
check.
You end up working more, because we all know we work a lot more than regular 9 to 5. We work all the
Exactly.
time, and that is something. But that starting of the why, especially now starting the brand new year in 2026, is being able to understand that why and why you're doing this. That way they can continue pushing you forward through the rest of the year, because we're going to have down moments. We're going to have moments of roller coasters. And that why is the only thing that kind of pushes us to continue pushing forward, to really continue thinking about the client itself instead of thinking of our pockets alone. Because it's very important that in this business, especially if we're serving, if this is serving and not selling, I'm a big believer that this is completely serving and we're not selling anything, because
Your
people gotta
service,
live somewhere.
right? And
People
you
gotta live
advise
somewhere.
The house
Exactly.
sells themselves. They're out there.
Totally
Right.
agree with you. Yeah. So I mean, what you're saying, Caesar, is true, because not only, I mean, we have to believe in that, but we also have to be proud of what we do. I mean, we actually are not only as an advisor, as a consultant, we are experts, and we are guiding people to the biggest investment in their life, like Priscilla said. And we should be proud of it. And I mean, of course, we need to go ahead and know what we're doing, of course. And this comes with experience and practice and guidance and things like this, like mindsets, to guide ourselves and learn every day something better.
And Jorge, that's a really good point, where you are an expert and you bring so much value, but we got to think again. We make it about us, right? We have to have clarity about the why, but then does that matter to the other person? They want to know you. They want to connect with who Jorge is and why you got into real estate. Why are you going to be someone that they believe in, someone that they connect with? So we can tell them all about, this is all the list that I've done, everything that makes me great, I sold. And so, but they also want to know, okay, what about me? How are you going to relate to me? How am I going to believe you and have the biggest investment of my life be handed over to you? So when you come up with that why, you come up with that story, is like, what got you? Was it your parents that they had a really bad experience? Was it that you saw your community? Was it you personally that you didn't know and you needed the information? What got you moved enough to say, I want to go help people in this area, and paint that picture in 30 seconds or less, a minute, on what was that story for them to say, I need to meet with you. I need to set an appointment with you. Let me tell you everything that's going on in my world so you can help me get to my biggest investment.
Good point.
That's going to be very powerful.
Excellent.
Norma?
Thank you, Omar. Oh, Norma, you got your hand up.
Okay, we are the first week of 2026. Most of us, we have to be realistic. We've been partying and attending, families, doing nothing for the last 2 weeks, let's say. How we can wake up and start again. Let's say, okay, I have to make my calls. what is the mindset I need to have to start, to kick off this 2026? Because we are like a lethargic from the parties, from the new year, from the, the champagne and the grapes. But now it's the reality.
We need to
How
reset.
we can, wake up, and I have to mind my sales. I need to wake up. I need to do my things.
Well, can I answer as part of that quick question, really quick, Norma?
Sure.
Well, first thing is, we're already live. We're already live here.
Yes.
Everybody's here. The people that I love the fact that everybody, we were talking about that earlier. See how many people are gonna come on, because I know everybody's coming back from the new year, getting back on. Look, we have a great audience right now, and it's amazing. I love to see that, because of the fact that people, they want to start right away, because I understand. That's why it's so important that, you start doing your planning and all that, in October, November. That way it doesn't feel like it's lethargic. It doesn't feel like you're just resetting and restarting. You got to start with the plan. You got to start with a plan. We have the kickoff coming on Wednesday. That's another way to start off on Wednesday here in the Orlando office. We have business planning as well coming as well for the following week. So just to get going, to get back going, the biggest thing I could tell to everyone to start doing is just doing. It's just start doing. Go back. If you have to go back to the base, if you don't know what to do, go back to the basics. Open houses, doing the stuff that's going to put you in front of people is going to have the highest return of investment. When you're in front of people, that's what's going to give you the most return on your investment, especially if you're putting time and money and effort into it. That's what I believe. Omar, what you have to say on that?
Yeah. And here's going to be the game shifter and the mindset shift. I'm listening here. You guys, within like a minute and a half, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times in less than a minute and a half. The language that you use is, I need to, I have to, you have to go back to the basics. I need to get better started. There's resistance in the mindset of doing the actual activity that's going to get us to produce. I believe you guys are all professionals. How many of you do not know what you need to do to have your best year of your life? How many of you do not know? You do not know what to do. How many of you know what you need to do to have the best year of your life? You know you need to be in front of people. You know you need to be making phone calls. You know you need to be doing open houses. You know you need to do Popeyes. Whatever you do, marketing, videos, you know what to do. If you've been to a class, you know what to do. The resistance, the challenge is going to be in between your ears to actually get it done. So even just listening within a minute and a half of just being present, the language is like, I need to, I have to, I'm not doing anything yet. It almost slows us down before anything even happens. Good point. But write this down. A person's mind is so powerful, we can invent, create, experience, and destroy things with thoughts alone.
Correct.
With your own thinking, we're already destroying things. There's a good book that says What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Dr. Shad Helmstetter. And he says you can't say something out loud that is positive and be thinking negative. Success results from your actions. Your actions are filtered by our feelings. Our feelings are based on our attitudes, and our attitudes comes from our beliefs. And your beliefs are purely programmed. So whether we like it or not, we're being programmed every single day. I was listening to Cliff. He's like, do not compare yourself. If you start your phone and looking at the news and looking through social media and looking through things, it's going to already like, oh my God, I'm behind. Oh my God, there's so many people doing things that I'm not doing. Oh my God, this person seemed like they had this going on. Oh, they have their vision board. I don't even have it. We're already creating all this mediocrity in our head of why we're not doing the things that we're supposed to, and we get stuck. So the reprogramming and the deep beliefs that are happening internally, this has been happening since you were a child, when you were young, with how you were raised, how you see the world, your perception of how things are. It's all programming. And you get programmed by the news every day, by social media, by your spouse, by your friends, the people that you associate with. So it's all internal. So if we don't work on the internal reprogramming, the actions, it might be a little bit harder. It might be out of it. But there's a few tools, okay? So one of them is, and I heard Caesar in with Cliff, is that you don't need the motivation to get things done. So you got to take the E out of the emotion so you can get into motion, right? You got to do it even if you don't feel like it. Even when things are hard, you got to feel like it. Yeah, I don't want to make my 10 calls today. Well, do it even if you don't feel like it. So how do we build that mindset? How do we overcome that discipline that holds us there? We know
Yes.
we're out there knocking on doors, talking to people, asking those tough questions. If you have somebody that you have to give bad news to, you wait because you're like, it's so uncomfortable. But it's a mindset thing. You know what to say. Yeah, we can improve in our language and our skill and our delivery, but it's the mental piece that stops us from doing those things. Okay.
That is correct.
And then I'm going to share with you the 3 different types of mindset and which one we want to focus on. Magda, you have your hand up.
Yeah. Wanda, you go first.
Yes.
Yes,
I
you
just
are.
want to
Yeah,
add
first.
to that when you guys were talking and when Norma was saying, what do we have to do? We are, just that sound, listening to that, it just kind of you get the feeling of overwhelming, like kind of oh my gosh, I'm behind. Just to hear that, just to just that I have to. Feeling like we don't have to do anything. We choose to, if we change it to we choose to. I don't have to. I mean, it's a choice. But the mindset, what you were talking about, Omar, is like kind of, everything. And the action is like, okay, we came from the holidays and everybody is kind of, I still have my parents home, and and I've been okay with where I am right now. Like, okay, I said I was gonna clean my closet for the new year, before the new year start, and I haven't done it. I started last night. And I'm okay with it. I didn't do it before the new year, but I started to do it. So I am okay with that. Okay in the sense like I'm starting to do something, like because if we have to and we start thinking about it that we are behind, we're stuck, then we're gonna stay there. So I think it's just like taking step by step, little by little, and accepting that we didn't do it or we haven't started. We have 2 weeks of vacation, being okay with it, and starting to take action.
Makes sense.
Well said.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense, Wanda.
Exactly.
Little steps, right, Omar?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Magda, you had something before I jump
Yes,
into-
yes. I like that, Wanda. That's right. Sometimes we gotta be just okay with some situation, because if we not, our mindset change and we just get like guilty, and that's really bad for us. It's the way that when we trying to talk with a customer or a possible client, the way we present with them is going to do a big difference at the end of the conversation. Because sometimes if we go talking with them like afraid, know what to say, just thinking about the selling, we get confused and we don't do what we're supposed to do. That is talking to the client like, how can we serve them? Only focus in what value we are going to give them, not in what we're going to get. And that's really important when we're going to talk to a client, just to think what they need. And the sale is coming. If they trust us, the sale definitely is coming. So that's what we got to be focused on. what they need, how can we help them. That's the best way to do it. So
100%.
Can I say something, Omar, before you start? Because the whole thing is that I love how it's turned into kind of like a mindset kind of shift, because of the fact that for us to be able to give 100% to service, we have to be right up here. Because if we're not up here on our mindset, there's no way we can serve to the client correctly. There's no way we can give that service that we envision in our minds that we can give that experience to the client if we don't have our mindset or our priorities in the right direction. So all this ties back to service. I know that we said selling versus service and all that. Selling is service. So I just wanted to make sure everybody understands that we're still on topic. It's just that we need to have the right mindset before we can even think about the service part. I know that you have at 9 o'clock, so I want to make sure you get your points out. So go ahead.
But that's, when we think about, I don't know about you guys, but how many of you are pretty good when you have a client in front of you? If you have a buyer or seller and they're in front of you, you're going to serve them. You're like, I'm going to help them. Whatever they need, I'm going to help them. Some of our challenge is that we're not in front of that many people. We're not in front of many ideal potential buyers and sellers. So we're not in the front end of the work, right? So the mindset of service is so important, but it starts at home. It starts with you. It starts with honoring and loving yourself, being kind to yourself, like Wanda was saying, being honest and truthful, but being good to you and honor and loving yourself. But it's the reprogramming that's running your life. It's how many people are like reactive versus reactive? We all know we need to create a schedule, follow through our schedule. Your schedule is your lifeline. You need to block out time. How many times have you heard that? 30, 50 times?
Many times.
How many of you are doing it consistently?
Yes.
Every day, every hour.
That's a key.
So it's the mindset, the reprogramming in our belief system that's kind of hijacking what we want to do or desire to do. It stops us from getting to that next step, right? So with that in mind, thinking about your mindset and how we make the positive impact, how we serve people, that's why I started. What is the first thought that comes to mind when you think about selling? What is actually service? And I'm going to share with you an example. If I say the words café con leche, what's the first thought that comes to you guys' mind?
Colombian bakery.
Delicious, right?
Cuban coffee.
Cuban coffee.
Miami.
Loving Miami, right? Mornings.
Yes.
Energy. What if I say Highway 4?
Danger.
I can say whatever word. So what happens, your internal language, right? It is with language that we invent possibilities. So just the word café con leche, traffic, the 4 highway, that self-talk created an image. And that image created a feeling, a behavior. Qué rico, coffee, I want it. Donde vaya, I'm going to go get one. And that creates a behavior, an action, which creates a result. So it's a cycle. It is an image.
Emotion.
If I say referrals, what's the word? The referral.
Past clients.
Opportunity.
That is my best
Opportunity.
Sphere of influence and past clients.
Appreciation.
Friends.
Initiation. How about if I say asking for referrals? Do you ask for referrals from every single client? Did you ask for referrals from all the people you saw at your party? You were hanging out with family and friends. I know it's family, but do we ask for referrals? And asking for referrals is a service. Is 100%. But some people, when they think about asking, I don't want to sound needy, I don't want to sound pressury, I don't want to overstep. No, I did such a good job. They're naturally gonna refer me. It's their job to refer me. Our mindset focuses on me and how I feel uncomfortable. I don't want to sound pushy, or it's not the right time. I'm gonna wait 3 months or 6 months, or I already asked for referrals. It's the mindset that's holding us back from growing our business. So you want to be mindful in what comes out of your mouth. It is mindful, right? I need to, I'm blessed to, I get to. Service is in me. It's natural for me to love others, to serve others. I had a client who was constantly saying, I'm just so busy. There's just so much to do. Like I have so much to do. How many of you feel that way? I have so much to do. Like I have an action item list. There's so many tasks. I have to run this. And that feeling, like Wanda said, it feels overwhelming. It feels like pressure. It feels like almost stressful just by saying like I have so much to do.
Yeah.
Like your mind is like, ¿dónde empiezo? Where do I start? How do I?
Overstimulated.
And you get work, you finish work, you're like, I'm tired. And you're like, pero qué hice hoy? Like, what did I do? Like, what moved my business today? But I feel tired. Even that's work, tired. So what we get to do when we're mindful and we're super aware of the language that we use with our kids, with our spouses, with our clients, within ourselves, then we can modify that negative statement, that false statement into something truth. So we converted, I'm really busy into I am in high demand. I'm in high demand. People are calling me, my family needs me, my kids are looking for me, my clients, I'm in high demand. People want to do business with me.
You are creating your own reality.
100%.
No, I love what you said. I wrote it down, what you said, that one, with language, you create your possibility. I love that. That little saying. I don't know if you have that quoted somewhere, but that was really good.
And it's true. It is true. The Bible says it, right? Like when you are your word, whatever comes out of your mouth is so powerful. You can destroy or create things with the words alone. There is a statement that says, I am. Two of the most powerful words for what you put after them shapes your reality. I am are the two most powerful words for what you put after them shapes your reality. So if you say, I'm busy, I'm tired, ay, es que no puedo, ay, es que tengo cosas que hacer, ay, es que mañana lo voy a hacer, hoy es demasiado cosas, you're creating that energy and it's like a mirror. It's like I'm projecting into it and that's what I see. And unconsciously, your life is running in the subconscious, we're feeding into it. So things won't change unless you change. And if you want to truly be a servant seller, you really want to serve people at your highest level, you need to shift that internal programming to truly live into that reality.
Wow, that's really good, man. That's really good. That's amazing.
It's true.
Definitely.
I can tell you for myself that Omar, that we were talking at the table New Year's Day with my family, and they're like, okay, Priscilla, what's talking about New Year resolution. And one of the things for myself is that I put a lot on my plate, and I normally like book myself up. And then I start looking at my schedule for the following week. On a Monday, I'm already stressed out for the week. And I was like, I need to start just looking at one day at a time. So last night, that was my first test. I was like, I'm not going to look into all the appointment, all the stuff that I have going on Monday. I'm going to enjoy my night. I'm going to enjoy my Sunday night. And then today in the morning, I open on my schedule. I'm like, okay, this is the things that it needs to be done. But I used to stress myself out ahead of the time. And saying the same thing, I'm too busy. I got a lot going on. And I'm listening to myself and writing down, okay, I say this, I'm aware that I said it, and now how can I change it? So I love that you touch base on that, because it's so true. We need to rephrase. And I think that's my new goal right now, is rephrase and one step at a time.
Mm-hmm. Omar, can you please say some affirmation in the morning, like a 5 good affirmation like you just mentioned, for us to write it down, please?
100%. Well, one of them is, I am proactive. I am consistently making progress in my business. I love what I do. What I do brings me happiness and joy. Maria, woohoo, she's in.
I want to say something. Oh,
Sure. Go
go ahead, Cheryl. Go ahead, Cheryl. Then I'll say what I was going to say.
We're going to go into that, Norma. So we'll go more into those. But go ahead, Caesar.
Oh, Cheryl, you had your hand up. Go ahead first, and I'll say something. I want to add something to what Priscilla was saying.
Cesar, when oh, I'm sorry, Omar, when you were talking about that sometimes we see all the things that we have to do. I notice a lot of agents, they freeze when they don't know where to start. It's basically, oh my, I have all of those things to do. I don't know where to start. And at the end, they don't do like nothing because
Yeah.
they just freeze when they feel there's too much. How would you uh tell them is the right way to handle that emotion? I have too many things to do. I don't know where to start. At the end, I don't do it. Or if they don't start the year doing what they thought they need to do, they just don't ever start.
They collapse.
And a lot of it is a mindset piece, Cheryl, but obviously when you have an agent with you, you're not going to go into all of it if you have like 5 minutes or you have 3 minutes. So it's going to start internally. But one thing to do is, great, that's awesome. Let's write it down. Let's write everything that you have going on. So let it go from your head onto paper because it feels overwhelmed because you're letting all those things run in your head and you don't see it. So let's write it down on paper. Put the power back in their hands. Okay, pues tengo que, take my daughters to school. I have to do this. I have to, groceries. I have to call my past clients. I have to do an open house. I have to put a listing out. Let's write it out. And then I would say, great. Now circle the biggest one that needs to get done, which has to take the highest priority. Well, after I take my kids to school and I give them food, the biggest one is photos. I need, like, no matter what, those need to get done. Does that make sense? So you're kind of guiding them from overwhelming into the smallest action possible, right? Atomic Habits. But
Yeah.
it's just getting back to the smallest little thing that you can do right now. What's the first step? Let's just identify the first step in everything that you need to do.
I love that because it correlates to what I was gonna piggyback off with for Priscilla said now where Cheryl said that was amazing. Because for example, for me, I put for when I first started planning, my 3 words for the year was gonna be vision, target, and intent. Vision, target, intent. Those are the 3 words that I was using for this year coming up. Because I do feel sometimes overwhelmed because I'm a fast thinker and I'm always thinking. So it's hard to shut off with my brain. So I have to kind of do what you said, narrow it down. So I have 3 questions that I wrote down myself that I'm working on for anything that I'm doing this year. Maybe somebody can use this as well. The first question is, what am I building? What does a win look like today? What does a win look like today? And what deserves my focus? Because sometimes we get caught up in the busy work, and that busy work don't mean nothing. But we have to understand what actually deserves our focus. What's going to move the needle forward? What's going to move that needle closer to the goals that we've set for ourselves? So that's kind of the 3 questions that I put myself that I'm gonna be asking anytime I'm doing something or I feel overwhelmed. That way I can narrow that down into, okay, what is exactly I need to focus on? Because not everything, we don't have to do everything on our list. We got to do the most important one, just like the way Omar said right now.
Caesar, what was your last question you asked yourself?
What deserves my focus?
Gotcha. Thank you. Those are great.
And those are affirmations, whether we think about them or not, because it's reprogramming, is getting you to be present. Oftentimes affirmations, I am, only lives in the present moment. It's not in the future. It's not in the past. Oftentimes the feeling of stress, anxiety is because we're living not in the present. We're thinking about all the things that we have to do and all the things we didn't do. And what happens when you do and ask yourself questions, it brings you to the present moment, which is the only time you have power. You have no power in the past. You have no power in the future. It's only in the present moment. So that's what it does for yourself. It brings you in alignment to what's in front of you in that moment, right?
I love that.
What's really powerful there too is we sometimes associate how we feel to who we are. I feel tired. I feel overwhelmed. I feel there's too much going on. And you're not your feelings. You are not, imagine you were your feelings. How many of you have ever been on the freeway and you want to kill the person in front of you because they cut you off? Like, oh, you're not your feelings. Those are just thoughts and emotions, but you're not that. So that's another thing we have to understand in the mindset. That's not who I am. You know, if you truly go back, I'm love, I'm honor, I'm God's gift. Like God put me here for a reason, like the purest form, you're much more than an A. You're much more than just one thing. But we associate how we feel with who we are. And then we stop taking action in the things that we need to be taking, right? There's three types of individuals. One is a victim. A victim, they depend and their emotions are based on their circumstances. Pero es que hay mucho tráfico. Oh, es que hay tantos agentes donde yo vivo. Oh, it's because there's just like, there's no one by. The market is so bad right now. The market is slow right now. Oh, rates haven't been down. They're victims to their circumstances, to everything that's outside.
They're complaining.
They complain, they associate like all those negative things that are happening with that. Victims are driven by pleasing activities. Oh, I'll do this. Oh, this I'm comfortable with. This I feel better with. Oh, this I'll do this. And we have victim mentality sometimes. We have that we live in that scarcity mindset. The suppressors are, I just have to grind through this. I have to just go through the stressful activities. I have to push through. I have to just push through the emotions. Yeah, I'm tired, but I'm gonna push through. Oh, you know, I didn't sleep late. I'm gonna push through. And they feel like success needs to be a lot of hard work, and you have to push through the hustle, right? Where masters are individuals who learn how to master their emotions. These individuals, which we want to become, is masters are driven by their purpose and their why, which is what we started with. Masters have a clear purpose of why they're doing the activities and what their activities are going to lead to. If my activities are going to lead to serving others, my activities are going to lead to getting that listing, getting that buyer's present, that's why I'm doing it. The amount of your endurance is directly tied to the clarity of your purpose and your vision. The amount of your endurance is in direct proportion to the clarity of your purpose and your vision. So having that clear purpose, having that clear vision of what you want, which is to serve your clients, to help somebody move into their biggest investment of their life, that's the picture. That's the language that needs to be carrying you forward. Anything else is not serving you, right? So that's what we need to do. So here's the thing. What's the biggest thing that holds people back from breaking those limiting beliefs? What do you guys think? What's the biggest thing that holds people back from breaking limiting beliefs?
Fear.
Fear, 100%. And then fear of what? Fear of the unknown, fear of success, fear of rejection. Sometimes we stop ourselves because we're like, oh, if I'm successful, I'm going to have so much work. I'm going to have so many responsibilities, and I'm not going to have time for my kids and my family. So you yourself block you from your true success because fear of success comes in, or you have fear of failure, and oftentimes we think about fear of rejection. How many of you are fear of like not looking good or not doing a good service or what your clients are going to say, or what if it's not the right way to say things? And it's a little bit of like just that insecurity, but is the biggest fear of rejection. And that comes from the fear that you have control over something you have no control. You have no control over your client's emotions. You have no control over your client's emotions. So what's really happening is that we're believing a lie that we're in control, and that we're basing this was another thing that we're basing our self-worth on outside circumstances. We're basing our self-worth on how much sales or how much of this we have or what we're creating, and that limits our confidence. We go into conditional confidence versus unconditional confidence. So we have to break the lie, and the lie is that it's all about me. It's all about Omar. It's all about whoever's there. It's all about me making the issue, me making the situation. Well, if you have that need and that self-worth about you and how you project, then there's going to be pride. Then you don't want your ego to be hurt. You don't want yourself to be damaged. So then you don't make the phone calls. Then you don't make the door knocks. Then you don't call your clients because you're thinking about that fear and that ego that's going to get hurt, or it's going to be rejected, or it's not the right time, or I'm going to put all this work and nothing's going to happen. Well, again, who's that about? It's about you. So the truth is what breaks fear. The truth will set you free, right? That's what so life is all, and the truth is, here's the truth, whether you like it or not, life is all about serving others. Life is about serving others. You cannot be here, I cannot be here if we don't serve people.
Right.
If you didn't have somebody to do your water, to do your gas, to do every service you have, Zoom, life is about service. And when you understand that life is truly about service, it's about giving to others what they need and what's in there. And you have a special gift, which is to serve people through their home, through their generational wealth, through all those things that makes a difference. Your confidence should come from living out that purpose of impacting others. So you're either selling, which is all about you, or you're serving, which is about them. You choose. Here's pride, here's ego, here's unconditional love, here's where God put me in to do, which is to serve. So you're going to serve either or. And serve the sin, which is about me, my guilt, my sin, all the things that I don't do, my negative thinking, or do it anyway. Act on it, serve others, be present, listen, be able to be there. So you can create some of those affirmations. Life is not about me, it's about serving others. That's an affirmation. I don't worry about rejection because I'm too busy changing lives and making a difference in other people, right? It's hard to be nervous when your heart is on service. Right? I'm fearless on the phone because I serve people. I provide people. The person who's not afraid of rejection has never been defeated. You don't have to worry about that. Right? And I learned this early on. And I remember I did door-to-door sales. So you guys can imagine from 7:59 in the morning to 10:31 at night every day for every single summer for 12 years. So my first summer doing door-to-door sales, right? If you guys ever door knocked, I knocked in over 3,000 doors, and I door knocked, and then I was like, man, I'm gonna do well. I'm gonna do this. I had like, I'm gonna crush it out there. I'm gonna make so much money selling books. I'm gonna pay for my education at UCLA. I was 20 years old. I'm gonna do all of it, and I was like so excited. I went, I got coached, I got trained, and then I went out. And I'm like, I'm going to sell, and I'm going to door knocking. I'm like, I'm going to crush it. Guess how many sales I had? I sold educational books, like study guides back in 2003. So guess how many books I sold that first day?
Zero.
I didn't sell anything. So you're right. So I was like, okay, no worries. Like I talked to like 30 families. I knocked on 64 doors. Tomorrow's a brand new day. Kept my motivation up. I kept my mindset good. I was like, I'm going to do it. I worked harder. I asked better questions. I stayed more positive. Guess how many sales I made that day?
Zero.
Didn't make any. I was like, all right. My manager said, hey, we're going to have you shadow someone, because every time you shadow a top producer, you learn a lot of things that they do that you might not be doing. So I went to shadow someone. I was like, oh, I finally got it. I learned from the best on how to do it. So guess how many sales I made that fourth day?
Zero.
Zero.
Five, you said one.
We made 1, 4, or
Zero.
Zero. Oh, you got a problem.
You didn't find yourself yet.
Guess how I was feeling that day?
Horrible.
Defeated.
Overwhelmed, defeated.
overwhelmed.
Do you think I wanted to
give
knock
up?
on doors that fifth day?
No. Shoot. Reconsidering my career.
Why did I do this? I should have been home. I could have had like another job at home, another sales job. My friends are having such a good time. Like, this is harder than I imagined. I cried.
That's when you actually need to go ahead and go back and do it again.
So I read a book, several books on the curve, crying, right? The Greatest Salesman in the World, and a few other ones that I said, okay, I'm going to go out there today. And I worked really hard, harder than I ever worked. Guess how many sales I made that day?
Zero.
No, at least two, something. You did something
Zero.
already.
But you didn't give up.
So then my question is, I know we're crunch on time. So then what was the key thing?
So the next day, I remember
waiting.
I remember that I had to go back to a family that worked really hard and they couldn't meet with me early on. So I had to go really late, like on that Sunday, because they couldn't work all week and they were busy. So I didn't sell anything, but I knew I had to go to that family. And even though I didn't want to, but I promised, I was like, okay, I told them I would. So I'm going to go because I couldn't catch them at all. So I went in. And I remember I was showing my books and there was a mom there. She was looking at the elementary kid and the middle school kid. And the mom was there looking at the kid. I'm showing them like the math section. And he's like, Mom, this is where you always get the Pythagorean theorem wrong. And you'll get these equations wrong. And I saw the mom like almost like a tear drop down her eyes. And then I saw the dad with the other kid and writing papers and English papers. And they were just like looking at their kids excited about this education. And they looked at me and they're like, Omar, like, you have no idea how hard it is for us to help our kids with school. Like, we have such a troubled time to do that. And this is really going to help our family. Thank you so much. And they gave me like the biggest hug. And she's like, we're going to tell our friends about you. We're going to tell our people around you, our neighbors, like, you're doing such a good thing. You're doing such a good thing. And I remember I felt that. I was like, wow, like, I actually get to do something that helps people. And even though I was working hard, even though I was saying the right words, even though I was doing all the right things, I wasn't feeling.
Wow.
Guess how many sales I made the next day?
2. When do we get to 2 sales?
4.
10.
3.
10 sales.
I won the prize.
The momentum. That's the momentum.
The mind's
because maybe your vibration connecting with people because you believe in yourself and you connect right away with people.
Wow.
I think he saw the actual work that he was actually doing. Yeah. That now it changed the whole conversation when you saw people because of the fact that you actually got to see it firsthand exactly what the impact what you were doing actually created in people. Maybe you weren't seeing the impact because you haven't experienced it yet. But that was an amazing story, man. Wow. Thank you for expressing that. For sharing.
Thank you.
And that made the difference. And that did another trajectory in how many people I helped, how many I helped other students help other people, because I learned that selling is really about serving other people's needs and connecting with people at a heart level. And I had so much fun doing it. I was like, oh my God, I love my job now. Like, I can't wait to wake up and go knock on people's doors. And they're like, I've never seen somebody so happy knocking on my doors. I was like, you have no idea whether they say yes or not. I'm like, it doesn't matter because I know that I'm going to find another family just like them. I don't know when. I might go through another 5 days with zeros, but I'm going to find someone that needs what I have to do at one point. And even if I had no's throughout the day, and I had other days that I didn't sell anything till the last door. I had other days I didn't sell, but I knew that there was someone that needed what I had to do. What I had.
Amen.
And that motivated me. So
Omar, was great having you today. Oh my gosh, I love you.
Yes.
Wow.